In this video, we will expand our discussion about CAR T cell therapy on the solid tumors. In the previous video, we have discussed the CAR T cell therapy functions on the uh, cancers that are related to blood. It can target on the related blood cancer related diseases. However, its effect on or its impact on the solid tumors is not that much evident or not that much efficient. So there is a new approach that has been evolved so that we can modify this CAR T cells in a way that it can target the solid tumors also. So the approach to target this is via this post-translation modification or abnormal post-translation modification that occurs on the cancer cells. So what happens in the cancerous cells is that it disrupts the post-translation modification or glycosylation, the process by which the sugar molecules attach to the proteins. So because of that disturbance, what happens is that glycans that are exposed on the cell surface are different from the glycans that are exposed on the healthy cells. So one can, instead of using the normal antigen that is very lack on, so let me rephrase the sentence. So the problem that this the traditional CAR T cell therapy facing in the solid tumors is that they are not able to find enough antigen that can be used by this CAR T cell or chimeric antigen receptors, as they are facing two problems. Is that first one is that the tumor microenvironment, toxic tumor microenvironment in which this CAR T cells is not much effective, and second one is that these antigens are been covered or we can say shielded by the glycans or other tumors in such a way that the CAR T cells are not able to access those antigens to a larger extent. So because of that, the CAR T cell efficiency on the solid tumors is not much high compared to the blood cells, compared to the cancers that are observed in the blood cells. So in order to deal with those deficiencies, what researchers has identified is to target the abnormal glycans that are exposed on the cancer cells, or in other words, the unique glycans that are exposed only on the cancerous cells but not on the healthy cells. These are called, and this strategy is called glycan binding CAR T cells or sweet CAR. This is also called sweet CAR, that binds to the abnormal glycoproteins on the stromal cells. So these glycans that are present on the protein, then the protein is given a special name, is known as glycoprotein. So in the case of cancerous cells, that glycoprotein will produce the abnormal glycosylation, and so those glycoproteins need to be targeted by this sweet CAR, so that this sweet CAR will be able to detect if the so that whenever there is a solid tumors in the host or in the patient, the sweet CAR will be able to detect those solid tumors with the help of this abnormal unique glycan or the signature glycan that is present only on the tumor cells, and then it can activate the immune response to target those solid tumors. In this example, it is shown that high mannose glycans are uh, formed in the case of solid tumors, whereas in the normal case, in the mammalian cells, we do not see any high mannose glycans, especially in the human cell system. So whenever this sweet CAR will detect the high mannose glycans, it will understand, it will think that these cells are related to the tumor cells, as in most of the cases, or we can say this in this case, these high mannose glycans are the signature for the tumor cells. So the sweet CAR cell will try to kill only those cells that has these high mannose glycans. And one of the pilot study of this sweet CAR to target this glycan on abnormal glycan on the uh, glycoprotein that are present on the cancerous cells has also been demonstrated on the mouse, and that study has been published in the literature. So this idea can be expanded further so that these CAR T cells can be targeted. These CAR T cells can be used to target abnormal antigens that are present on different kind of cancers in order to treat those cancers. So finally, what will happen is when the CAR T cell detects those abnormal glycans, it will generate the immune system and try to kill those tumor cells that will lead to tumor cell death. As the similar way as we have discussed in the case of when CAR T cells, in the case of this traditional CAR T cells, when it target the blood related cancers. So this is another dimension in which CAR T cells will be developed, is in developing phase, that is on the solid tumors. So that's all for this video. Thank you for your time. If you need to understand more about this CAR T cell therapy on solid tumors, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. Thank you.